Welcome to Dear Diary, the self-love podcast. This is your place to dive deep into personal development and self-love inspiration, connecting you to your intuition, your body, and your higher self, while unlocking and activating your confidence and inner power, inspiring you to show up and choose you over everything that gets thrown in your way, instead of listening to the limiting beliefs running around inside of your head. We will explore a variety of topics from conquering fear, letting go of doubt, self awareness, mom guilt, trusting your intuition, along with a ton of self care tools that I'll be sharing along the way. With solo sessions and a magnetic guest list of remarkable souls, this is my platform to empower others while using my voice to share my self love, growth, and healing journey. I hope that this podcast serves you well and you get as much value from it as I do sharing it. So here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Dear Diary, the self-love podcast. I am your host, Amanda Beatty, and today I want to talk to you about doing the work, right? This journey of self-growth, self-discovery, self-healing, self-love, insert whatever word feels good for you, but this journey of ourselves coming back home to us, unlearning, reparenting, discovering, stepping into our powers, releasing traumas and old stories, coming back home to ourselves, discovering who we truly are, who we truly are meant to be, and why we are here on this journey. For those of us doing the work, for those of you who have been awakened and are no longer desiring to live life on autopilot, for those of you who know that there is a deeper purpose and a deeper meaning here in this life, for those of you who have embarked on your spiritual path, this is for you. And this episode is going to be a short and brief and powerful reminder about your healing. So when I say healing journey, I'm not saying you're broken and you need to be fixed. You need to be healed. But there are many of us who have lived a life of conditioning and trauma, and most of us in like fight or flight mode unknowingly, right? And so this journey, I just want to share a couple of things that I have really landed on, and I think everybody needs to know it. And if you already know it, a reminder is good too. And that is number 1, this journey gets to be slow. This healing is a process. It takes time. You're not going to change or shift things overnight. You aren't going to heal in a matter of weeks. You aren't going to be able to rewrite these stories that have been embedded so deep inside of you in just a matter of months. Some days you are going to feel like you are on top of the world and you've got this and you're crushing it and you're in your power and everything just feels so aligned and so easy and so good, and that you're becoming the most badass version of you. And then other days you're going to want to crawl into a hole and disappear. That's okay. Some days are going to feel so hard that you find yourself crying in the shower, repeating the words, "I wish I didn't know any of this. I wish I could unlearn this. Why did I start on this journey? I was fine." No, I wasn't fine. I promise it will be okay. it gets to look like 3 steps forward and 1 step back. 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. 6 steps forward and 1 step back. It's still steps forward. You are still making progress, even if it feels like that one thing that you keep trying to release and you keep holding on to it and you keep repeating the pattern and like, when the fuck are you going to get over it? It's still progress. Each time you learn from that pattern, each time you take the wisdom from that mistake, each time you gain a deeper level of awareness of what that thing is that you keep doing, that you're just like, why the fuck can't I stop doing this thing? It's still progress. It's still forward. You're still healing. It takes time. Keep going. The second part of this healing journey, the second reminder is that your patterns, the ones we just spoke of, they took a lifetime to create in you. They are embedded into the depths of your soul. They have taken up space in your nervous system for years, if not lifetimes, generations, passed down from your lineage. Not just you. This comes, a lot of these things, scarcity, unworthiness, people pleasing, they are generations deep. They are embedded into you. So they won't be released or shed or unlearned in a day. It's okay. You're doing a good job. Keep going. I know that sounds crazy, and I know it sounds overwhelming, and I know it sounds like, there's been so many times where I'm like, why do I have to be the one to do this? I can think of so many people in my family. I'm like, why did I have to know this and like really know this, that this is not okay, this is not normal, this is, well, quote unquote normal, this is not how it's supposed to be. We don't need to feel this way. We don't need to have this anxiety. It gets to be different. It gets to be better. I left my door open. Sorry for the cars driving by, you guys. Whatever. You can't just become aware of these patterns that have been in you for generations and just decide one day, okay, poof, we know they exist. Now let's just move through them. They are deep in you. And each time you shed a layer, each time you release a layer, you get that much closer to coming home to who you truly are. And it may not happen all in your lifetime, but let me tell you something. You are starting the process. That is the most important thing. You are doing the work. You have made the decision that enough is enough and that this doesn't get to be this way anymore. And this may be something that you do for the rest of your life. And I think you have to be okay with that. You cannot undo generations of trauma, generations of patterns. But you sure as hell can make a dent. And you sure as hell can lead a more successful, peaceful life in the process. Again, a reminder, you're doing a good job. Keep going. The third reminder I want to share with you today is to be kind to yourself, because what I just shared is a lot to know and to really feel into. So as your mind and your body adjust to the breakthroughs and the new layers that you're discovering within yourself, Give yourself some fucking grace. This is not an easy journey. Living on autopilot, just going through the motions, thinking that this is the way life is and this is the card I was dealt, so this is what we're playing with. Sometimes it seems like it is easier. That's why a lot of people do it. That's why there are a lot of people who decide not to embark on this journey and they'd rather just be in their little bubbles. Integration is the most important part of this journey. And the best way that you can integrate what you've learned, what you're releasing, the patterns you're letting go of, the new stories you're writing, is to just be kind to yourself. This journey is not easy, but it is so worth it. It is so freeing to know that there is more out there in this life that you can experience with ease. It is so worth it to know that you are actually worthy and capable and more than deserving of everything that you've desired and more. Be kind to yourself in the process of figuring that out, though. Trust me and keep going. The fourth reminder I want to share with you today is to be patient. As you learn to live this life beyond autopilot and survival mode, just know that it is imperative that you move slowly. You're not going to fix this shit in a day. We've talked about that. Honor your body, honor rest, time for integration, time to allow your nervous system to chill out. Time to allow your heart to be tender, because sometimes when we're shedding these layers, they fucking hurt. They kind of knock you on your ass. And it takes a couple days to recover. And that's okay. I recently just did an EFT tapping session with one of my friends, Brittany, and I came to it and I was like, oh, we're feeling good. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling empowered. I can't wait to tap in the good. And for those of you who don't know what tapping is, it's a emotional freedom technique where you literally tap on your meridian points, and there's been studies, and it's an incredible experience. And I've had them with her before, and I was so excited for this. And I got there and she was like, girl, I'm feeling a lot of fear. And I'm like, fear? I don't know what you're talking about, fear. I feel good. You're crazy, but I'll go with it. All right, let's tap. I'm listening. What are we doing? And 4 minutes later, I was fucking sobbing with tears. Yep, we found it. The fear was there. We got to it. It was frozen. We thawed it out a little bit, right? Be patient. This thing that I thought, you're good. I'm good. Oh, turns out there's still a little bit more inside of there. And there's still a little bit more inside of there, right? I don't think we will ever be fully healed. So be patient with this process. And know that your journey will look different than someone else's journey. My journey looks different than anyone else's journey. All of our journeys are individual to us. We've all been through different things. We are all different humans, and we've all had different experiences. Trust that your journey is perfect. Your pace is perfect. And keep going. The fifth reminder that I want to share with you today is that there is no quick fix. Let me repeat that for you in case you just sneezed. There is no quick fix. There's no secret sauce. There's no special hidden puzzle piece that just slips right in and your puzzle's all perfect again. I wish this wasn't true. I wish I could give you this magic key to unlocking your greatest potential and unleashing all of the bullshit that's been stuck inside of you. But in fact, it's the small little shifts and awarenesses over time that make the biggest impact. So, for those of you out there who are looking to just like have this big explosion and then everything's healed and you feel good and all put back together again and you can just continue about your fearless life, it doesn't work that way. Yes, big shifts are possible. Yes, they're amazing. Yes, they feel so fucking good on the other side, but it's the small micro shifts that we do daily. It's the habits and the rituals and the routines and the self-care practices that we integrate into our life that become who we are on a daily basis that make the biggest impacts. The small little awarenesses, the baby steps in the right direction, even if we take a couple steps back sometimes. The only quick fix, I will say, I mean, I'm like, wait, hold on, let me sidebar this. The only quick fix in any moment of stress on this journey is remembering your breath. So just throwing that out there. Like, no, there's no quick fix, but your breath is really powerful. It's a really, really powerful tool. So I will include that as just a little ditty because when you're in a moment of just feeling overwhelmed, feeling stagnant, feeling stuck, feeling stressed, feeling anything, to be honest, your breath, it comes in clutch. So just say that. The sixth reminder is that it's okay to fall into old patterns. It happens to all of us. And just like I explained before when I was tapping last week, as soon as you think you're over something and you've released it and you're done, you discover another layer. And that's okay. Each layer that we discover, each part of us that has once been frozen and is now thawed, it reveals a deeper and more empowered version of you. Trust this process and keep going. The seventh reminder, you must trust. It's literally like the hardest thing ever to do. And I know must is a really strong word, but for here it feels really, really true to my heart. You wouldn't have embarked on this journey. You wouldn't be doing the work if you weren't ready. I can promise you that. You would not be listening this far into this podcast if you weren't doing the work and you weren't meant to do the work. There's always lessons and learnings in the experiences that you're having. Trust in that. And trust that it's happening for you and not to you. These experiences, these external circumstances, these situations and patterns and stories that you're finding yourself repeating, there is wisdom in there for you. Get quiet long enough to trust the process, hold the vision, and stick with this. Keep going. The eighth and final reminder I want to share with you today, and the most important, compassion, grace, and rest. Three of the most valuable tools that you could ever have in your tool belt. Remember them and come back to them often. Having self-compassion and compassion for others was one of the most profound experiences I've ever had. Like I never remember, I can never forget the time when I literally just discovered this deep, deep compassion within me over a circumstance and a person that affected me deeply my entire life. And when I really got to a place of like, oh, that makes so much sense why that happened. and having compassion for both myself and the other person in that situation. Like true compassion, giving myself grace, them grace, and knowing that we were both doing the best that we could with what we had in that moment. Oh my God. There is nothing more healing than really landing in that place. And giving yourself grace and rest at the end of the day when you've done your best, and sometimes your best doesn't feel like enough. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. Just know that we are all here on this journey, and we are all in moments of struggle and triumph and success and failure. And it's not easy for any of us. I feel like now when people ask me, like, how are you doing? How have you been? I'm like, do you want the brief answer of like, I'm good? Or do you want the answer of, whew, it's been a season. I've been doing this. I've been learning that. I healed this. I've been working on that. I'm a different person than I was the last time I spoke to you. And I know that was just a week ago, but it's fine. This journey is wild, y'all. This journey is wild. Remember and come back to self-compassion, self-love, self-grace, and fucking rest. Oh, God, rest. That's a whole nother episode. So we're going to leave it at that. I hope this was helpful. I hope this served as a good reminder to you that you are not alone on this journey. And this journey is not easy, but you need to keep going. You get to keep going. I promise you. The deeper you go, the more you step into your power and your purpose, the more you can move through these moments with so much more ease and a deeper level of trusting. The more and further you step into your highest self and embody that version of you, the freer you feel. It takes time. Go slow. These are all things that we're going to be really tapping into, and I'm going to be giving you so many tools inside of the Healing Sanctuary. I have a workshop coming up soon that is going to be dedicated to your self-devotion and choosing you. And then we're going to open up the doors, and I am so excited to invite you into the Healing Sanctuary. This is a place that I have been cultivating and really like feeling into and decorating and getting the vibe ready and just like, what do I want this place to feel like? I want it to feel like not just this group on social media. I want it to feel like you've landed home so that you can come back home to you with so many tools, so much support, so much community and love, workshops and live events and coaching and group support and one-on-one support. Like there is so much. You will have access to so much in that space. So stay tuned for that if you want to get on the wait list. I'll put the link in the show notes, or you can visit my website. Stay tuned for the workshop that I'm going to do. It'll be free, just to sort of invite you into the energy of what this place will feel like, what that healing sanctuary will look like, and how it will support you on this wild ass journey of healing and self-discovery and growth. I am so excited for it. I cannot wait to open the doors. So until next time, stay tuned. Feel free to share this episode. If you're not already following me, please do so and reach out. If any of these episodes have ever like hit you right in the sweet spot, or maybe it was something that you needed to hear. And again, sorry for all the background noise today. You know, it's fine. Springtime is here. The doors are open. I love you all so much. I'll see you soon. And that is it for today's episode. I hope that these words activated and inspired something inside of you. And if they did, please share this episode with a friend or on your social media, and feel free to tag me so that I can say thank you. The more people who hear these words along their path, the more we can help inspire and heal the world. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a review. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Sending love and light until next time. I'll see you soon.